So on that deployment, it sounds like that one was maybe a little more active.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting-wise. Can we get into that?
Pretty much right out the gate. Once Team 2 left, did a turnover op smooth. So unlike the first one, this deployment, all we were doing is just patrolling. Patrol to where we needed to go to handle business. Didn't do too many flyaways like we did in the first deployment, but I mean, base attacks there were a nightly thing. I mean, every single night at like 7:30, like I joked about earlier, but tick 30, legitimately every night we would get into it. And these dudes were close. I mean, they would come up on the ridge line just like north of us, and it's probably 800 meters, to the top or something like that. So their small arms is effective. I mean, small arms is literally, they peppered our entire Alaskan tent while we're sleeping in there. Thank God didn't hit anybody. IDF was a normal thing. Yeah. So they were effective. They would lob over that ridge line, their IDF into ours, and we'd get lucky.
Yeah. What was there a watch set up where you guys had 50-50?
Yeah, we had 24-hour watch. We had 2 guys basically on a guard tower, 2 guard towers. And our little fucking VSO site was pretty beefed up, and we had a minigun, we had a 120, we had, Mark 19s on every corner. I mean, we were fortified. We definitely had enough ammo and weaponry to fucking handle business. We did every time we got into a tick. But that being said, just because our position, just terrain-wise, it was poor.
Yeah.
We lacked the advantage there.
Man.
And every time we went out too, we would mix it up with them.
Yeah, every time.
Pretty much. Yeah.
At night, I know you said around dusk. Were there ever in the middle of the night they'd fucking try to overrun the base or anything like that?
No, never had the balls to do that.
To me, that's kind of surprising. Man, I don't know if it's the fear of the unknown of close air support being nearby or not or whatever. Man, I don't know how close they were. I'm assuming similar to last time is that you get them on station fairly quick. But
yeah.
I guess from your perspective, I mean, if let's say 2 a.m, there's a group of fucking 100 of them that just fucking try to storm your base, like they're probably going to be able to get away with that, right?
Oh yeah, I feel like they would, just because the numbers out. I mean, there's been times where we've been in our ANA guys have been in firefights right in the green zone where their base was. Like dudes crept up, not like a big squad of TB, but 5 or 6 dudes, and they hammered it. They got into a firefight. Yeah. So that's close. I was within like 100 yards of our fob.
Yeah.
So it wasn't up on us because we kind of crested this hill, and then they were kind of beneath us, and then the green zone. So they would sneak through the green zone, fucking fire at their little hooch where they stood watch too.
Yeah.
And they would get after it. But
wow, never in the middle of the night they would try to attack.
Not in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
No.
It's always dusk. That's interesting. I wonder if it's like a night vision thing where, if it goes horribly bad, they can try to disappear into the dark, but there's enough light to see you to start it. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of maybe. But
and I had a guy that I worked with like this for intel wise. He would provide me intel about attacks that would come nightly, and I vetted him the best I could, and he was good to go, and he was eventually paid off every single time because I ended up giving this a strobe, like this little tiny IR strobe, and I told him, hey, anytime you get some like intel that these dudes are going to be attacking us, I want you to go up on this, like there's like another ridgeline off in the distance past the village and like turn it on. It's fucking damn sure every night he would turn that bitch on. They would attack us right before it, boom.
Was it IR strobe?
It was IR strobe. It was like those old school like green ones, like the brick.
Yeah. Holy fuck, man.
Because that was the only way I could communicate with him.
Yeah.
Or he could communicate with us. He would come in the middle of the night and meet with us, deliver our foot bread. He was like our guy to deliver the foot bread. And then, he would deliver us food. Like that was the excuse to come on base.
Yeah. What were you paying him to do that?
I think it was a couple $100
each time.
Yeah.
Wow. He probably made a fucking killing.
Oh yeah. A couple $100, like $100, $200 there. I mean, he was crushing it. The CMRG guys were killing it with paying them. Like they were living large.
All of a sudden he's driving a fucking Mercedes. And they're like, wait a minute.
Their families were taken care of.
Oh, that's a fucking trip, man. It's funny how shit like that works. I mean, it's like, I don't care where you go in the world or what you're doing. Like there's always a network. There's always a fucking inside gig. It's human nature is fascinating that way. But So in terms of the now you're patrolling instead of doing flyaways and things like that, that obviously makes it more personal and you're kind of embedded there with the same group basically. I mean, similar questions to the last deployment. Was there a closest call on that deployment that sticks out?
Yeah, I'd say it happened quite a few times actually, but same thing, like patrolling through a village, coming up crescent, like kind of over a ridge line to go back down to a valley, boom, hit, hunkered down. Like pretty much the whole platoon was stuck behind this little rock wall, was probably about 2 feet high. Effective fire, we couldn't even get up. We eventually started returning fire, and then they backed off, but super close, super effective fire. And then a second time I could recall vividly was like the first time where me personally and a lot of the guys we worked together did like land nav tactics. Like we flanked right, fucking online, flank right, and fucking assault through.
Like no shit IADs out at night.
No shit IADs. Yeah,
That's
it was like the
immediate
first
action
time for
drills
me.
you
I was
guys.
like, holy shit, like doing, IMTs, like up, they see me, I'm down, fucking boom, boom, fire.
Yeah.
Flanking right up along the river, because they were like in the green zone pretty close, within like 100 yards, shooting at us, and we could see them kind of running around. And it was like fucking basic shit. Get online, fucking squad 2, flank right, go up the river, boom, we salt through. It worked, and I was like, now I can remember that vividly because it was like the first time I personally have ever utilized that in combat.
Yeah. Like the legit training stuff that we do.
Shit
For those of you listening, that I apologize for the heavy acronym stuff. IADs are immediate action drills, which is what he's talking about. We spent a lot of time training for land warfare, land operations, where as a group you're basically responding to fire, right? So if you're patrolling in a straight line and you get contacted, the front, the left, the right, the rear, whatever, is how do you respond in relation to the terrain and the contact, and obviously there's a lot of things that are pretty dynamic that dictate what you do and how you do it, but there's some basic principles of movement that you utilize so that you're essentially always bringing guns to bear on wherever you're being contacted from. There's always people shooting while other groups are moving, and you're flanking or moving back or leapfrogging or moving forward, or whatever. Again, it varies dramatically, but that's cool to hear that you were doing that shit for real.
Yeah, I would never forget that, because it was like just one specific instance. We ended up doing it a couple other times, but that one in particular was really kind of the basics of just, hey, get online, flank right.
Yeah.
And it fucking worked. I mean, interesting enough, how dynamic, real world shit is like there were civilians in between us too.
Yeah.
Like running around in the green, like farmers and stuff like that. So it was kind of hard to delineate, who's that, because they would just pop out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah.
And they would be like legit in the middle of a gunfight. It was weird. Like some of our guys almost shot them, like fucking people running through, because dudes are amped up. We're getting fired at, and next thing you know, you see this head just fucking pop out, and you're just immediately just try to get to guns. But
it's hard for anybody, even myself included. I mean, I've been out long enough to where I'm used to living in our society. Obviously, I've seen the other side, but for people that complain about how shitty and oppressive and fucked up this country is, like, try to imagine that, on the city streets here, of buildings getting blown up, and family members being caught in crossfire, or some of them are fighting the forces that are here doing things, and having things like that happen in your fucking neighborhood are almost impossible to even try to imagine.
No, he's absolutely.
And that's the bitch of it. There's a lot of places in this world where that's a daily and normal occurrence for stuff like that. I hope that people can appreciate the perspective shift and hopefully have a little more positive outlook on how things are here, even as irritated and frustrated as you may get sometimes. But so lots of close calls with that, where you guys didn't lose anybody. Nobody took any rounds or got hit, or
no, not an honor. We lost one of our partner force dudes. That's it.
Yeah,
one of our CMRG guys. He got on an op. He got shot in the head.
Yeah. ballpark of in terms of enemy KIA for that deployment?
Couple hundred.
Yeah.
Won't be too overzealous. I don't know exactly, but it was a lot.
Yeah. What was the kind of the overall feeling of your group? And was it one platoon task element? I mean, how many guys? 16, 30?
It was 16, 20 SEALs, and then we had like 10 Army guys. It's about 30 of us on that FOB.
Okay. And generally speaking, I mean, was the morale high for you guys at that point? I know it seems like militarily, I mean, I got out at the end of '08, and just a couple of years later when I came back on the West Coast for the canine training position, it seemed like morale had taken a bit of a dive with that administration being in office, and funding had been cut, and it just seemed like guys were kind of fucking miserable.
Yeah, I think during that workup, it kind of ebbed and flowed. Dude, the morale was kind of low, and then once we started getting ready to go Afghanistan again, dudes fucking got fired up because they know we're going to, especially the platoon where we went, we knew we were going to be getting after it. I mean, we just knew. So the morale was high, but then the morale went down towards the end of that deployment because dudes being there for that long got fucking sick of each other.
Yeah.
And then we got sick of dealing with just the mission in general, because there's more, at the end, it was more of, let's patrol to contact, and then let's more focus on shaking hands and kissing babies.
Yeah.
You know, not really going after the fucking bad dudes, which need to be taken care of. It was more of like, hey, let's build these people bridges. Let's, build them school, which is all necessary and needed, but it ended up being just 100% focused on that. And dudes got real pissed off, and they got just disgruntled. Like, why the fuck am I going to go risk my ass and build a bridge, and the next thing we're leaving, they're just going to destroy it, which they did.
Yeah.
And we ended up destroying that FOB anyway. We left. No one's there anymore.
Yeah.
So
what area was that?
Argadov Valley.
Same
area. Same province.
Yeah. I am curious. I know every platoon is different, but for your experience, from your experience, going to Afghanistan either time, both times, did you feel like your leadership sat you guys down and gave you a clear-cut, here is why we're here, here's what we're trying to accomplish, or was it very piecemealed?
I think it was piecemeal as we needed it as time went on.
Yeah.
I think on my second deployment, I had great leadership, both deployments, because a lot of the same people carried over to the second deployment. So we had a relationship there. But I think on the second deployment, when it came to that tipping point of what the fuck are we doing here? Like, this is a waste of time, because SEALs don't want to just go there and just build shit.
Yeah.
That's not what we're meant to do. So that's when they really hammered home, this is the why, this is what we're doing, this is the mission, this is the focus. Really kind of broke it down to our level and why they're getting pushed this shit and they push it on us.
Yeah.
Which was nice, but that being said, dudes didn't like it anyway because they didn't like the mission. But I felt they did a good job. At least my leadership did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you feel, I guess you personally, from the 30,000 foot view standpoint, did you feel like you knew why as a country we are there and felt good about it? Is that something that came across your radar, or was it more, hey, I signed up to do this?
Yeah, I don't think I ever really sat down and kind of went through that in my own head and why we here. I'm more just down and in kind of mindset.
Yeah. No, I mean,
looking back, that's how I felt it was.
Yeah. Do you feel more analytical that way now at your stage in life than you were back when you were?
No, now I'm more up in way more big picture now.
Yeah.
Now I pay attention to it more.
Yeah.
What's going on in the world and just life in general.
Yeah.
Now that I'm out.
I'm right there with you. I mean, my time was in Iraq, but similarly, I never thought, hey, should we be here? Should we not? I think operationally, it's actually important to just focus on the things that you have the ability to deal with and control, sort of, and not really think about it that way, because it really doesn't matter at that point. I mean,
no.
But I know now, being in my 40s, there's no way I could do stuff like that, and not know what the fuck's going on and feel good about why we're doing what we're doing. But and maybe that's why a big part of why warfighting is such a young man's game for the most part.
Absolutely.
Obviously, the physical part's huge too, but I don't think physically I could fucking still run at that pace. But so similar question in terms of biggest success, and did you have dogs with you on that deployment?
Yeah, we had a dog that worked with us. So at this time, the handlers were dudes from our platoon. Like they would farm out. They got, kind of that was a new initiative. So they took a volunteer. Hey, who wants to be more of a senior dude who wants to be a handler? And they would go to the school, and they would come back, and they would do the full workup with us. Yeah. So the dog was a very integral part of our platoon.
That's cool. What was the dog's name?
Blitz, I think. Blitz. The handler, first name is Josh, but great dog. Good to go. Found a lot of IEDs.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was an integral part of our platoon. Like he was a teammate for sure because we had him from the beginning.
Yeah. Did any bites?
No bites.
Not that but he was living in that same shitty environment with you.
Yeah, he was.
Just would they just airdrop dog food for him?
Airdrop dog food for him. Initially, the handler was living in the Alaskan tent with like 10 other dudes, but then eventually we ended up building him his own little bee hut. With the dog.
Yeah.
To separate them.
Yeah.
Because then it was just too difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, fucking middle of the night, people coming in and out, like that'd be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, and we like made, in the Alaskan tent, it can only hold so many people. We ended up using the parachute to make like these little dividers. So we have our own little 3x3 cubicle in there. Our own little, some privacy.
Yeah.
But it's just, exactly. little whack shack in there. But it's just too small for the kennel and the handler. It's just too much.
Yeah. The overall demeanor of the dog throughout the deployment, did you see a shift in him living that way, getting, with the contacts nonstop? Did he seem to change at all, or was he pretty even keeled?
I think he was even keeled.
Yeah.
Dog was locked on.
Yeah.
For sure. He never changed one bit actually. Even during contacts, he was fucking solid, yeah.
From a success standpoint, is there an operation or a thing that stands out as being the most successful during that deployment?
I'd just say that whole deployment was a success, in my opinion, because it's just of what we got to do and the experiences we had. Yeah, at the end of the day, we got rid of it. I mean, we burned it down to the ground.
So you burn it and then left?
Yeah, legitimately.
How was that? Was that kind of a liberating feeling, or was it bittersweet?
We got everything out of there, and we legit set it to fire. Like we let the HESCOs, but like everything we couldn't bring, threw it all in there and lit it on fire with diesel fuel.
Was there a bittersweetness to that?
Yeah, it was a bittersweet for sure. And it was kind of like at the same time, dudes were pissed. Dudes were like, what, happy? It's kind of like a bittersweet type thing because it's like, hey, we did all this freaking work, built that thing from the ground up.
Yeah.
Fucking risk our ass out there. And next thing you know is like, pack up shop, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That place it's a loss. We're going to write that place off as a loss.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it was just too difficult to really make an impact, I would say.
Yeah.
To have an influence with where we're at, the amount of people logistically and the resources we were able to give the people. It wasn't, and it was such a high threat area. Like no one wanted to come there. No one wanted to come. No asset wanted to come. Helos barely wanted to come drop people off there because every time they came in, they would get shot at.
Yeah.
So they were like, fuck that, we ain't coming.
And irrespective of weather and time of year, there's no way to drive in and out of there?
No.
So, I mean, how were the locals? They
all on foot.
Donkey fucking packing shit in?
Yeah.
Wow. That is fucking remote.
We had to cross the river every single day.
Yeah.
The Argonaut River and fucking get soaked. That was a part of our daily routine, was literally just like crossing the fucking river crossing every day.
How deep was it?
Oh, some parts over your head.
Yeah.
And then other parts we like ankle, knee deep, waist deep.
Shitty water or clean?
It was dirty.
Yeah. I mean, like clear or not?
No, not clear. It was kind of murky.
Yeah.
People use it for, the drinking. Obviously use it for farming, and then they would fucking use it as a bathroom too. So
wow.